Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Who we got here this morning? We got Captain, Mike. Oh, I saw somebody else in there. No, just me. Me, Mike, and Cap. How are you gentlemen doing today? So, yesterday after stream, I got the front plates for this printed. Let me get the camera over here. I got the front plates for this printed and put those on, and I got the little accent pieces for around the screen printed and put those on. I didn't want to lose them, so I just put them on there. Brad, how's it going? I'm trying to escape the thoughts of yesterday. So, I've got a bunch of Nerf blasters printing later today. Cartographer's going to show up for the 2.4, so tomorrow we'll be back on to that, getting that going, I think. I went through and found some more parts. I didn't get a response from okay, I did. About the EMS for the electronics on the bottom of this. I think we're getting pretty close to the Jabberwocky on this thing. Let's see. Let's bring up Finder. Switchwire stuff. Let's bring up the manual. All right. We did that. We did that. All right. Now we're on to the gantry stuff. So we are going to need some motor mounts. We're gonna need that little thing. Where is that little thing? There's one. Little tensioner things. There's two. Good, good. I need some stepper motors. Bag of hardware. JPP, how's it going? That is a micro Swiss direct drive thing and some fan duct off of Thingiverse. Takes a 2015 blower. Oh, I mean a 5015 blower fan. It works out all right. It's over there printing Nerf blaster parts. I've been having the worst time with this thing. It goes to start, and then during one of the homing routines in the middle of the start macro, it errors out and says that the Y trigger wasn't made after full movement. I have no idea why. And then I'm having issues with the end macro. It doesn't want to move the tool head away before it sits there and retracts filament, so it melts the top of the part a little bit. I tried fixing it, and that went horribly wrong. Okay, so gonna need some heat sets in these gray things. Raj, how's it going? No, it's not even coming all the way to the micro switch. It's not that it's not reading when it gets there. It's that it's not even getting to it. So I haven't got a clue. Sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't. I have no idea. All right. Now, I know what way it says to put these freaking steppers, and I disagree. So it needs to be pointed that way. And then this doodad gets a M3x40. Bearded Printer, Cody, how's it going, gentlemen? Everybody's building Ender 6 stuff. No, it's got, Jabberwocky has its own mount stuff. All right, so this is going to go in here. Then we're going to get that, put it on top, and some M3 by 30s. Jabberwocky can easily go on a Voron. All the mounts for it are available on the GitHub. And by standard Voron mount, I assume that what you're talking about is the Switchwire mount. Not the Switchwire mount, the stealth burner mount. But, oh crap, I needed to put the thing on here. I needed to put this on. Pulley, and we need that set to 15.3. So bring this out to 15.3, lock that in. All right. I don't know that there's a mount for linear rods, but CAD files are available, so you could always just make your own if you have the skills to do such things. No judgment if you can't, because Lord knows I can't. Going 48 volts. I'm glad you've decided to go 48 volts rather than 60, Cap. That power supply I sent you is going to be perfect then. Unfortunately, I don't even have a buddy. All right, so there's one. That's going to go over here on this side of the printer. So we're going to need some rolling nuts. We're going to need some M5x10s. Man, my neck is killing me today. No, it's not M5x10s. What size is it? 16s? Yep, 16s. Oh, that's good to know. Having a guy that I could throw a few bucks at the CAD something would be awesome. I need a new bypass, filament bypass for this stupid thing. All right, we're not going to crank these down. We're just going to snug them up so that this doesn't move. There's our first of our XY stepper, XZ steppers installed. All right, what's the measurement on this? 5.3. All right, guys. So I had one person mention this to me, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up because if one person said it to me, others might also have the same concern. It was brought to my attention that I do not go through on a necessarily what I'm doing at all times, how to do stuff. And what I told that person was that my channel is not a tutorial channel. I'm not teaching you how to build a printer. I'm not the guy you want to teach you how to build a printer. We're here to hang out like buds in my garage. While I happen to be building crap. If you happen to have a question and you want me to explain what I'm doing or how something's done, please just ask and I will. But other than that, I pretty much assume that most of you guys that are in chat have built a printer, know how to put a pulley on a stepper motor, and I would feel insulted if I was hanging out in you guys' garage and you guys were building a printer and you're like, hey, come here, I'm going to teach you how to put this pulley on it. And I'd be like, bud, I know how to put a fucking pulley on a motor. So, if I get to something and you want some information on how I happen to be doing something, because I do a little different from what you've seen or how you've done it or whatever, feel free to ask. All right. That's good, Mike. Bearded printer. You're the guy I go to try to learn some fusion stuff lately. I've been kind of lurking around your streams trying to learn some fusion tips. But yeah, so someone, and I'm not going to call them out, I've actually never seen this person in chat. So I don't even know if like they're going back and watching streams after the fact, or if they're here just lurking. But that is what it is. I just wanted to bring that up, and I tried to explain that very politely to them, and I think they understood. There's some guys on YouTube that if you want to learn how to do such things, their build streams are fantastic for that. Most of the time, I'm not covering stuff new enough. Like when I do the Jabberwocky or something like that, we'll probably take our time with that a little bit more. But things like Switchwire, there's been 70 million builds of them. Everyone knows what it is. There's plenty of info out there. Kind of not one of those things that I feel anybody would actually be interested in me breaking down how the tensioner works on it or whatever. So. Shaper 3D, the one on the iPad? I think I have that. I don't know. I thought it was free. Maybe I did pay for it or something. Fair enough, bearded printer. And that's what I hope everybody does. I hope everybody's just coming to hang out, man. Like, I think I'm pretty much the only guy who's like live every day in middle of the day, and you happen to be off that day, or you're just sitting at your desk bored out of your fucking mind, or you know, whatever, you're on lunch break and or you know, smoke break or whatever, and you want to stop in and say hi and just chat for a minute, like there's nothing going on, you don't feel like you're interrupting a tutorial on how to do something. Oh, I haven't tried the PC version. I just have it on the iPad. I can't remember what I was trying to make, but I was sitting in the hospital One day you'll be able to stream during the day. Luke, not that I absolutely love my job or anything like that, but I definitely wish I wish circumstances were different and it was back to the way it was, where I couldn't stream because, you know, I was freaking healthy enough to work. So there's that. There's some garbage stuck in here. It looks like it can just push out. Shaving from something. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's like a metal shaving in those threads. I don't even love my paycheck. They don't pay me enough. I don't know how much you get paid, but I'd argue you probably don't get paid enough either. Unless you're like some high executive at a company making, you know, 7-8 figures a year, in which case, hire me. I don't know to do what, but hire me to do some bullshit job. Oh, yeah. I don't think I'd ever get to that point. I like the fact that I'm at a point where some folks are willing to help out with some of these build things. I like to get to a point where the channel's completely pays for itself. If I make enough doing it to pay for my groceries, I'd be thrilled. I don't think I'd ever be able to get to the point where it was my day job. And I'm a firm believer. Once I was told not to worry about finding a job you love. Find a job that pays you well enough for you to be able to do the things you love. Because the second the thing you love becomes your job, it's a matter of time before that thing you love becomes something you absolutely hate. The second you have to do something versus choosing to do something, you will eventually grow to hate it. So I love doing this stuff, but if I had to do it, because if not, I wouldn't have a roof over my kid's head. And I couldn't just say, fuck it. I don't feel like it today, or, you know, I want to, you know, go to, like, the other day, go to family function or whatever the case may be. It would very quickly become less of something I like to do and more of something that I did begrudgingly. I wanted to open a hobby shop once doing RC car stuff. I used to love doing RC cars. All right, where are we at? Oh, good. We're making stuff. We need more parts. But I mean, if you dislike your job and you want to do it, definitely good to have goals in life. You know, there's nothing wrong with career path change if that's what you want to do. And in which case, I hope you get there, Luke. I love watching your stuff. I know lots of other people enjoy watching your stuff too. This blue is LDO dark teal and LDO stardust gray. LDO sponsored the filament. Fabrico sponsored a lot of the parts, like these bearings that we're using, Honey Badger bearings. Because I had a lot of the stuff, but I didn't have all of it, and the stuff that I didn't have was like a little nickel and dime crap, like bearings that individually they're cheap, but then when you got to buy 20 of them, all of a sudden you're looking at, you know, $60 for bearings. Like, you know, the little crap gets you. All right, and then by 40, so that's not this one. It's not that one. Where's the 40s? Is it a socket head? It is a socket head. All right, I was looking for button heads. Yeah, so super grateful for LDO and Fabrico. LDO also sponsored the Jabberwocky toolhead. Shout out to Jason on that. Jabberwocky toolhead, LDO filament, all available at Fabrico. Both LDO and Fabrico are awesome companies. I'm sure you guys have ordered stuff from there and know that firsthand. We are blessed to have some really great companies in our hobby, man. Doing RC car stuff, there were good companies to buy from, and there were lots of little shops. But often, by and large, they did not give a crap about the little guy. Fabrico is your go-to. Yeah, he will. And it's one of those situations where sometimes you feel bad asking stuff because you know that the guy's going to go out of his way for you. And you're like, man, like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But it's like, you kind of self-regulate to make sure you're not taking advantage of the guy, because he's not going to tell you no. Tammy's awesome too. Tammy's awesome too. We got a some content coming up around one of Shammy's products on the Trident. So currently the Trident's not running any LEDs because both of you are just being a bitch today. What's your problem, Trident? What are you unhappy about now? Is there crap on your nozzle? There's not crap on your nozzle. These things work great until you try to run them non-stop for days and days and days. And all of a sudden, little things start popping up. Yep, they are. Yeah. So, for instance, Jabberwocky was designed by Ken Digimatic, a guy in the ERCF community. You know, Box Turtle, designed by a little guy. Saw it at one of the rep shows, and Jason's like, you know, what do you think? Should I try to bring this to market? And boom, there it is. Yeah, I try to spread things around. In order from a little bit from all of them. KB3D is actually the closest to me. It's only a 2-hour car drive away. Unfortunately, the way the post office likes to route stuff, it's still faster to order from Paprika or West 3D. I don't know why, but the post office does not like to get me stuff from KB3D. It like routes through a couple different distribution hubs on its way here when it seems like it should be easy enough for them just to, I don't know, drive it straight down here rather than sending it to 3 different places before they send it to me. But it's definitely nice to have a place where I can hop in the car if I need something really bad and go grab it. I was going to do that with the hardware stuff, but then the old lady's like, no, we got this to do. And I'm like, crap. All right, well, it's a Friday. By the time I got over there, I can just order it, and I needed something else anyway and had a $20 gift card, so I was like, I'll just order it from West 3D. Havoc, you not missed much. We mounted some motors. I lost my driver. 2, 3. Or maybe I just didn't have it. I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't have it. There we go. All right, now we got to build some idlers, M5 by 30s. Two. Now we're going to go off track a little bit right here, because somewhere in here it is, I've got a part for the filament cutter. So the depressor arm that I had that I used with Switchwire, I mean Stealth Burner, wasn't going to work with Jabberwocky. Their cut positions are in 2 different spots. So I sent a message over to ProjectsInDadsGarage and I was like, hey, is there a depressor for the Switchwire? He's like, no. He's like, but there's something in the community. I was like, yeah. I was like, I'll send you a link over to it. And he's like, all right. He's like, all right, this isn't gonna work. I'll make something up and get it over to you. So like 2 hours later, he had me a depressor over to test out on the Switchwire for the Jabberwocky. So it looks like we need to get a 35. I don't freaking have one. Awesome. So I'm gonna have to cut 5 millimeters off of this, I think. Yep, 5 millimeters. Because I don't have an M5 by 35. Unless I happen to have one down here. But I don't think so. Nope. All right. So we're cutting this down. Backyard's a mud pit. That sucks. Dun, dun. Oh. Well. All right, well, we got that cut down. Here goes a cool, fun pro tip for you. Since I don't ever do tutorials, should you be needing to cut down a bolt, it's going to mess up the threads on the end. Put some nuts on beforehand, because it's way easier to back those nuts off and clean up those threads than it is to try to get a nut or something to start on the end, or also way more convenient than going and grabbing a tap and die kit and using that to clean up the threads. So you just take and back that off, and it'll clean up the threads on the end of that. Get to the end, grab your pliers. Get another one of those things that I assume anybody that's ever done it before knows, but if you've never done it before, there you go, a little tip. Maureen, how's it going this morning? So I am not entirely sure, but I've got a shipping notification for what I think is the new hot end to replace the Revo Ultra High Flow on the Trident. Should be here this week. So we'll have a cool new hot end that I've not seen anybody else use yet to check out. JPP, what are you posting links to over here? Voron cameras. I use the Angry Cam stuff in most of mine. I never even bothered to put one in the Micron. I ripped apart on stream a few weeks ago a camera that I was like, I'll go to try to CAD up a mount for this, and never actually managed to get one CAD'd up. Hey, it's finally doing a thing. Martin, I'm printing reshell number 3, the revolver pistol. I've got stuff coming to build Talon mags, so I'll be able to do that reshell number 6 now. I thought that new revolver was a reshell by Dumachevsky, but he said it's not actually a reshell. All right, so one, two. Let's get some bearings. Where did I put the bearings at? There they are. Yeah, so I did finish the 4 that we've done so far. They're hanging up over there. And we're going to be doing the Crush by Chance. That's like a full power Springer. It uses linear rail though in the pump action stuff, so that'll be cool. We're going to be doing the Goblin that shoots celly shells, and we're going to be doing the Breacher, the pump action shotgun tube fed that shoots the celly shells. That comes out at the end of the month. All right, so there's that. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Seems to be missing some bearings. No matter. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. It's because this doesn't get. That's why. JPP, what'd you post up a link for there? I'm not able to. Now, the only thing is, if you're doing this, you got to thread the end of your X extrusion for M5. It's not a huge deal, but you do have to do that. And then this is going to sit right here on this. So we're going to need M5 nut. Okay, let me open this up real quick then. Continue the site. Love it, and that's a stringer. Oh God. Why can't you just stay signed in? All right. I'm gonna give this a like. I'm gonna add it to my blasters thing. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is what JPP just linked up in stream. That's pretty sick. Does it have like a video or anything? Details. Yes, it's got a video.
Alright guys, today we will be building a stringer.
Oh, this is assembly. I don't want assembly.
Okay, so
I just wanted a video of it firing, but anyway, that's pretty cool looking. Looks like all you need for that is bungee, which I happen to just get. Yeah, I just got some elastic cord, so we can definitely print and make some of those. That's pretty cool. This is a rabbit hole I tried to avoid in the hobby. Like, I always really wanted to build one, but I'm like, no, this is a rabbit hole you don't need to go down, Alex. No, Alex, you don't need to go down that rabbit hole. And Martin over here is like, hey, have you seen this rabbit hole? Such a bad influence. Yeah, I'll be getting it and building it. We need to all get together and have like a Nerf battle stuff. That's what they need to start doing at Rep Fest. They need to start doing Nerf wars. They've got the battle robots. They've got the death racers. Oh, wait. I was thinking this went through there. I didn't need to cut this down. I'm an idiot. I bet an M5 by 16 will fit. Don't mind the stupid guy in the room. I got ahead of myself and did a whole bunch of work I didn't need to do. Yeah, I bought 3D sets for the Torque, the one that looks like the Barracuda. I know you were asking Brad, Raj, but we might build that at some point if anybody releases like a hardware kit for it. And I can afford said hardware kit. Yeah, RX-7 would be sick. All right, how long of a which record am I gonna need here? M3 by 20. So there's a little hole here, put an M3 nut in, and then a slot to run a screw in to help reinforce this cutter arm. And then the Jabberwocky will come over and push its cutting arm against here to cut. All right, now need another M3 by 10 on the back side of this. I smoked some pork loins yesterday. I'm really hungry now. I think I'm gonna heat that up for lunch. Turned out really good. All right, we're gonna need 6. Is it the M3s that we're having an issue with? No, definitely not. We haven't even done it. 6 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 1, 2. Got a little centering jigs. No talking about food? Why not? I love food. Cooking's probably a thing that I'm best at in life. I kind of wanted to open a restaurant here in town. Just call it Dad's. All right. And every day, you walk into a restaurant and you get a sign that says today's specials, which is really just a list of the things they need to sell before they go bad. I want to do the same thing, where you walk in and there's a sign and it's got a list of like 3 things. And that's all you can order today. There's no menu. There's just that. You can order those things. There's like 3 main courses, 3 different sides, 1 dessert, right? And every day it's different. You walk in today and there's nothing on that menu you want to eat or you like, that's fine. Come back tomorrow. We'll be selling something different. I think that would be really cool. Then I only have to buy ingredients for these couple items. I don't have to have freezers full of every different thing under the planet to make 20 different meals at any given moment. So the overhead on food would be much lower. And if I buy all the stuff to make, I don't know, country fried pork cutlets today, and I don't sell through them, guess what's going to go back on the menu in 2 days? Country fried pork cutlets again. What do you think? If you walked into a restaurant, right? Not like a fancy restaurant, just a very, very casual restaurant. All right. I got a bar. They got a couple of tables. And they got a limited menu that changes every day. You know, maybe we always have the option for a hot dog or a hamburger. Not like 30 different fucking hamburgers, just a hamburger. That way, and French fries. That way, if your kid comes in with you and they don't like what's on the menu, you know, there's always the option to just order your kid a hot dog or hamburger and some French fries. Would that be a restaurant you would be interested in going to? I think it would bring people back in too, because you never know what's going to be on the menu, you know? It's not like, oh, I don't want to go there because I know what they have and I kind of want something different. You're like, hey, let's go over to Dad's and see what they've got on the menu today. Maybe do it so open for breakfast and open for dinner. You know, open from 6 to 9 and then closed from 9, reopen at, you know, 4:30 and you're open till 8:30, you know? That's cool. Yeah, I realize that's probably not an original idea, but we definitely don't have anything like that around here. And that's exactly, I think it would be really popular with tradespeople. Or maybe you are open for lunch and during lunch hours, the only thing you serve is hot dogs and hamburgers. Like you can come in, you can order a hamburger. The option is, do you want cheese on that? Or do you not want cheese on that? And then there's, you know, lettuce, tomato, ketchup, mustard, onions, pickles, like your topping stuff. They're in like kind of like an old school buffet kind of thing. You get your hamburger, you go over there, you put whatever the fuck you want on it, and you're good to go. It gets served in a paper wrapper, so you can take it with you, and you're good to go. Kind of like, high quality hamburger fast food style. That would be good for tradespeople. You know, hot dog, hamburger, french fries, that's it. And pop. You can get a pop while you're there. And the pop only comes in cans. Put it someplace really close to the downtown area, but not downtown, so you don't have to worry about like here one-way streets and trains. But someplace easy, convenient to get in and out of, convenient to get to from pretty much anywhere. I think it'd do well. That's what I would like to do. I would like to open up that restaurant. Oh yeah, sweet tea's a must. You could absolutely get a cup of sweet tea. I think I might get murdered if I didn't have sweet tea on the menu. Yeah, exactly. We don't do special orders. It is what it is. You can have what's on the menu, or you can go someplace else. I'm not offended either way. This is what I have. Do you want it or not? I cook good food. Good, simple food. And that's what we offer. Take it or leave it. I'm not going to be upset either way. Yeah, man, like good service, good food, treat your customers right. You know, you're polite and you're friendly. It goes a long way to making a business work. Obviously, I would not be the guy to be out there greeting people and taking orders. You know, what you hire the high school cheerleaders that do nothing but smile for, you know? They're just crazy friendly and nice. I'm not that guy. I've got, you know, resting dick face. I just look pissed off all the time. God, that guy's a dick. Why is he so angry? Heat sets. There's no heat sets in these. They screw in the plastic. or M5s, so just screw in the plastic. All right, so we've got a rail. Now we've got some heat inserts. There's even some good places where, like, that I could put a place like that, you know? And so I want to clarify something. When I said bar, I did not mean as in we would serve alcohol. I meant like a counter. Like you would go into an old-fashioned like soda shop, or you would go into a bar and there's a counter and you can sit there at the bar and eat your food. That way, if it's just you, you're going and there's a worker at lunch or whatever, there's a place to sit down and you don't feel like, you know, whatever, you don't have somebody to sit and eat with at a table or a bench or something. Not that I'm opposed to alcohol, just would be a headache and a frustration of getting a liquor license that I would not want to deal with. All right. Get some more parts out. Did I print these twice? No, I printed the other version. Okay. Excellent. I just don't know how in the world I'd even get money to do it. Like, I don't have money to open up a restaurant. So I would have to get loans or whatever, and I have no idea how to go about that. I don't have personal credit good enough to do that. I'm not going to put my home up for it. So I don't know how I would do it. Start a Kickstarter campaign. What do you get for joining the Kickstarter? You get free meal coupons. Don't know what to tell you if you don't live anywhere near me. You can save them for when we franchise, I guess. Later, JPP. Prepaid meals, yep. All right, I gotta run in and use the restroom. I'll be right back. How's it going? Ted's wiener in a bun. Jesus Christ. All right. Where were we? Six. Two, three, four, five. So, is there a good afternoon during the week that, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. That nobody else streams on between like 4 and 6. Is I'm gonna need to build these blasters that are printing right now. Can't do it during the day because the little one's at school now. So it's got to be like after school, but before dinner. I think Nero does Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I don't know what time of day he streams anymore. Seems like it's random to me. I know it used to like rotate depending on the week and his wife's schedule. I know Daniel over at Modbot streams during the day sometimes. Seems like it might be Wednesday if memory serves. Steven, we've got some blasters coming, bud. So we built the 4 that you saw already, the reshells. We've got 2 new reshells. We got the little revolver pistol. We've got the one that takes the Talon mags coming up, that's a reshell. And then we've got the Crush by Chance. That's a full power blaster, pump action Springer. We've got that Breacher by Silly Butts, tube fed silly shell shotgun. Can shoot any Nerf darts, can shoot like up to 10 Nerf darts at a time out of a single shell. We've got the Goblin that shoots the same little silly shells, but it's a pistol. You got to come down, man. Across the way, there's a little trail area. It's all fenced in. It's got like a hill, it's got trees, it's got some fallen trees and stuff like that. It'd be perfect for like a Nerf war thing. It's small enough that if you just had 4 people, it could still work, but it could probably accommodate up to like 2 teams of 10 or something like that in that area. and you know, you got elevation changes and stuff like that, it'd be perfect. So maybe if some people are interested and want to get together and do some Nerf stuff here in our little area, maybe we could get together and do that. Make a day event of it. Throw like 10 pounds of chicken on the smoker. Go over there and have some fun. Bring the kids. Especially with the weather starting to get cooler. You posted a Nerf nuke video to Albie. Well, why didn't you post it to me? I know Albie's got some crazy stuff. Man, I want to build that Mammoth Greg big thing he had at Murph, man. But the hardware kit alone's like, what is it, $200 and some dollars? $220. Calculated it up, you're looking at a little over $300 between that and filament, and then by the time you buy blasters. I'm in Central Ohio, Brad. Yeah, you're looking at like $400 or so to build the thing. But man, I would love to do it. It would definitely have to be one of those sponsored things. Somebody would have to, like, I'd probably buy the filament and stuff for it, but somebody would have to foot the bill on the hardware kit on that. And I'm not really in with any companies to get that done. All right, let's get this sorted out. M3 by 30s. These are going to mount to our rails. That's what our gantry is going to attach to. Yeah, the thing's crazy, man. That'd be like, I'm assuming it shoots like the giant, like Mega XL ones or something like that. I don't know what kind of range it has on it or whatnot, but it definitely seems like something you'd give a guy that post up and just kind of snipe people. Seems to me that on a team, like if you were running a team, I don't know how many people are on a team in Nerf, but you would want a guy with something like that. It's got range, precision, and power to kind of sit back, post up, and just kind of punish the team for making stupid moves. And then you'd want some guys with some springers that would be your objective guys. Because if I was playing Nerf, I'd want to do things like capture the flag, or like games like that, objective things. Couple guys with springers, maybe a guy with like fully automatic, like light machine gun kind of thing. And yeah, and then like maybe two of those, maybe one to go with your guys running the objective, and another guy to protect whatever your objective is back with the, you know, your sniper guy, kind of run defense for him, be a second set of eyes. So maybe team of 5 guys minimum, your sniper, your objective machine gunner, a machine gunner, and then for the objective and 2 more objective guys. Discord message. All right. I'll have to check it here in a minute. So that means you need like 10 people for a team. What you do is you put the kids that are young and able-bodied to go run around and be your objective guys. And then the old guys can hang back and play defense. All right. I don't want to log in or sign up. All right. Let's go over here. No, minimize. Am I on the? Yes. There we go. All right.
This is what's called a Nerf football. It's a launch control briefcase. You got to turn it on. That means you make sure it's broadcasting. That means you charge the battery. There's 2 keys. 1, 2. You got to turn both at the same time in order to launch it. So, you want to help me, bro? 1, 2, 3. So there's the launch button. Now, when we're ready to launch, hit the launch button. And then it's going to go back down inside. And it's going to click, and that's the launch. Now, yes, the Nerf you can go really high, but the most effective height is when it's right at your height. If it was in the middle of winter and I had a big outdoor space to test this, then yeah, we can launch it really high and have the dart rain down from super far away. But given that we're in a tight indoor space, it just makes sense to have it at, well, right about head level. Did you see that? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 darts. That's 96% efficacy. And this thing we've launched it multiple times. It's made of foam. You can reload it. You can load it again. It fires again. It's so durable. It's a Nerf nuke.
That's pretty freaking awesome. That's pretty awesome. All right, so M3x5s. These are never going to roll in. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this out. We're just going to push them through. Okay, before I do this, because we need to know this. I need to find the other bed that I have. Well, I forgot I have a bed for bamboo A1. One that in the Jason's LDO raffle thing back at Christmas time. But I don't have an A1, so I haven't been able to use it. Bunch of filament bags. No idea what that is. All right. Pretty sure it's in here. So this is a Prusa bed. Yeah, Mark III bed. MK52 base. We need to get these bar magnets out of here. So that we can run cartographer. Because if we can't get them out, then I'm going to have to run a clicky probe on here, retractable dot clicky probe. These magnets aren't good for a goddamn thing anyway. I put a sheet magnet on these anyhow. So let me see. Can we just pop them out? All right, what if we apply some heat to it? What can we set this on and heat this up? Silicone mat. Bingo. I'm not going to make you guys hang out while I do all these. I just wanted to make sure one wasn't a fluke. Which it was not. So I'll take all the rest of those out off the stream. But we know we can get them out. Pyro, how's it going? You're doing a Switchwire. Are you saying that me pausing to do these random little things as I go is taking the fun out of it for you, Pyro? Or are you talking about your project? I'm confused. So I'm not pausing for things. This is part of doing new crap that nobody else does. So I don't need to insert T-nuts for a clicky probe dot is what I really needed to find out. There. Put this screw back in. Oh, yours? Are you trying to print parts for the Switchwire on the Mark III that you're converting? If so, have you considered the fact that the Prusa might just be objecting to printing its own replacement and knows that you're going to disassemble it And it's going no disassemble Johnny 5. Oh, well, I'm not. These ones are going to have to roll in, or I got to take all this apart. You have considered that? Yeah. Oh, man, I loved that movie when I was a kid. Short Circuit. If anybody in chat has not seen Short Circuit, you definitely should. I think is there 3? I know there's 2 of them. Fuck, these nuts don't want to go in. Fuck it. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to shove them all in from that end. Come down here. Get down there, you little fucking bastard. Two movies and an animated TV series. Jack, what are we talking about here? I'm lost. There's little witness marks on the back here where this was all assembled before in a previous life. Now, I have no idea what I'm going to do because I am out of room on Discord descriptions and stuff to be able to add cereals, and I'm going to have another Voron cereal. All right, what do we got? M5 by 40s. All the cereals, yeah. Because I got a Switchwire cereal. Switchwire is number 206, I think. Trident. I've got the Micron cereal, 2V2 cereals, and the V0 cereal. You know what has just occurred to me? I don't have a PEI bed for this. I don't have a build plate. Oh, yeah, don't mount it backwards. Yeah. So, there we go. What's next? I don't have my watch, so I have to keep typing the stupid password over here. All right, so next is the Jabberwocky toolhead. And we're going to save that all for one stream. Start that and go through and finish it. Because I want that to be something that somebody can go and look at and watch, because we actually kind of will do like in depth on that. Hey, Shammy's thing is out for delivery today. And so is the cartographer for the 2.4. So, here's what we're going to do. Engage with the audience. Start a poll. What should we do tomorrow? Answer. Cardo on 2.4. All right, there's our poll. What do we do tomorrow? Do we do the cartographer install on the 2.4, or do we do the Jabberwocky toolhead on the Switchwire? Steven, you are an idea man. I like that. I like the matte black ABS. This is printed in the matte black ABS. All right. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, here we are. This workbench is starting to get some character. We just heated that up a little bit with the heat gun. Top cover would have been a good place for a cable clip. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna clean this up a bit, and then we're going to move on to the counterweight on the back of this. Gonna need those. Where did the bag for these screws go? There it is. Jabberwocky's in the lead with 62%. Hey, Steven, reach out to Turtle Crawler on, I don't know if he's in my Discord or not, but he's definitely in Fabrico's Discord. I just mentioned it to him. It's his project. He's the one that designed it. this is a close race between Cartographer and the Jabberwocky. Missing one of my Allen keys. There it is. All right. Well, yeah, Jabberwocky was 60%. 10 votes total. Jabberwocky wins. Tomorrow we'll be doing Jabberwocky. Now, here's the other question I have for you guys. Would it be better if I did a stream in the evening for Jabberwocky versus during the day for people to be able to actually watch it? Say at like 6 p.m. Eastern time. Would that be better for people versus 6 p.m. Eastern would be like, that'd be like in the middle of the night for you, Raj. That'd be what? Midnight for you? Evenings, Brad? Let me send a message over here. Rapid burner is not the same mount as the stealth burner. Can I ask you guys a question? Because I've been noticing a lot of people asking about, is it the same mount? You're building the entire tool head. What is it that makes you concerned about whether it's the same mount? I mean, it's 1 to 2 pieces additional above what you're already doing for a tool head swap. Why are people wondering if they're the same mount? They still mount to the same rail. You have CNC Cartographer. Okay. There is a CNC mount available from Vitali. Fabrico is now carrying Vitali stuff. Vitali's got a website, Vitali 3D. West 3D is carrying his stuff. He has a rapid/dragon burner CNC mount. I've got it on the 2.4. It works beautifully. It goes on both printers for ants and full-size Vorons. Okay, you have linear rods, so that I understand. I understand the CNC cartographer thing too. I was just wondering why people were asking so much, because it's not just my stream that I've noticed it. It's some other people's streams asking like, but that makes sense. Like if you've got CNC tap or CNC tool head mount, I understand. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. So, key back. We're gonna need that. I have to see what those parts look like. I may not have printed the parts for the top. What do the parts up top look like? Oh, okay. I just dropped something and I don't know what. There it is. All right, we need some heat sets. Yeah, rapid burners are way better tool head than the stealth burner, without question. In all the testing that I've done, dual 4010 fans are your sweet spot for cooling. Anything more than that and you kind of wasting your time, unless you're printing really slow. If you print really slow, then I could see a reason to put 5015s. But if you're printing fast, 4010s Anything above that, you're just wasting your time and adding weight for nothing. You need to add auxiliary cooling. But the Trident and the V0 is way better for printing fast than a 2.4 is. And 3x12s. Oops. I left that locked in. Yeah, index looks cool. My concern with it is that some people are spending a lot of money to build a printer, assuming that it's going to just work, and it may or may not. And depending on what they're wanting, they might be better off with another printer. Depending on how well or not well index turns out to actually work. So I think, I mean, if you've already got a 2.4 and you're like, hey, I want to convert it to index, awesome. But if you're like, I'm going to go out and buy this 2.4 now just so I can do index when it comes out, maybe wait for index to come out and see if it's any good before you do that. Otherwise, maybe you'd be better off with another option. You got that Snapmaker thing that's coming out. You got Versa XL. Then you got all your other kind of multicolor systems. And if index comes out and it doesn't actually work very well, and you didn't actually want a 2.4, you wanted a multicolor machine, maybe you wasted your money. Not saying that's going to be the case, but I would wait if it was me. And 3x12. Yeah, 2.4, you definitely do learn a lot. So back when I was doing my first one, I was debating between whether or not to do a Trident or a 2.4 for, you know, and my assumption at the time was that it would be my one and only Voron. I did not ever think that I would be able to do another one. And I went with the 2.4 because everybody said it was the harder one to build. and I wanted to build the harder one. My 2.4 has always been my most reliable printer. The latest situation notwithstanding, 5x16. But what's the first bit of trouble it's given me in 2 years? Can't really be too mad about that. Micron was a fun build, man. So I built my Micron as an R1 when the post office lost my Doom Cube extrusions because I assumed I was never going to see those. And then, of course, the day that I finished it, they ended up finding it. So then I had to rip that all apart and redo it again as the... So I had it built as the Doom Cubed version. I was just waiting on the extrusions. And then had to rip it apart. And yikes. Just flung this shit all over the place. Unscrewed it too far. Yeah, so I built it as a Doom Cube without the extrusions. Figured they gave up, figured they were gone for good. Rebuilt it as a R1. Post office found the parts. So ripped it apart again, built it as the Doomicron. Then ripped it apart to replace the Micron extrusions in it from black to purple. Thing's been taken apart and rebuilt a stupid number of times. All right. Now our gantry is counterbalanced. And you couldn't see any of that, but we got our key back there. String comes up and around to hold the gantry in place wherever you put it. Yeah, that's fine, Brett. I just some people are what is the artillery? What's the artillery M1? Is it just an enclosed Core XY? Kind of like the Carbon or something? Heated chamber Core XY? What is my phone going off about? Fourth wall. I don't fucking care, bud. Okay. Yeah. If you've got a printer that is good for that, probably not going to be great for PLA and PETG. Okay, what else do we got that we can do? Afterburner. I'm not putting an afterburner on here. I don't need any of that. This we're waiting on Fizzy for. All right, so all we've got is electronics and toolhead stuff basically left, and we're waiting on Fizzy Tech for the EMS system. He's going to retouch that a bit. And we're waiting on Jabberwocky. So we are temporarily at a standstill, folks. Cobra S1 prints it all great. Yeah, like you can go in the middle, but like you put a heated chamber in there, you seal everything up. You're gonna start running into some issues, you know. You can go so far in a direction that doing the other stuff is kind of a pain in the butt. It's kind of a pain in the butt for me to try to PLA and stuff. They got some firmware issues. Yeah, sometimes it's unfortunate, but sometimes companies will release something and then just not look back. They're on to the next thing, and they don't care about the things they released before. They got their money for it, they're moving on. It is unfortunate, but sometimes that does happen. Dun 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 dun. All right, so we're all cleaned up on that front. I'm gonna take the magnets out of that at some point here, but I'm sure y'all don't want to watch that. But I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get some lunch. Y'all have a great day. Whether or not we do Jabberwocky tomorrow, I know the poll, but I've been talking with the designer of Jabberwocky, and he may be joining us on stream, so we might have to change that around his schedule a bit. Because I sent him a message, and he said he'd still be at work tomorrow at like 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I asked him if there was a better time or maybe a better day or something that might work for him. So we're going to work around his schedule, because it'd be good to have the designer come on and talk about his design philosophy on the thing. All right. I'll see you later, guys. If we're not... so tomorrow, this normal time, we'll work on Cartographer, and then we'll get the Jabberwocky when it's when we can have him on. Alrighty, talk to you later, guys. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't. Links in the description for Discord, all that kind of stuff. Polymaker affiliate link. Ways to support the channel are down there. See y'all later.